Hello and welcome back to the Talos Principle II. These puzzle mechanics, I like him. So they'll have to do a little more thinking on this one. At least I do. Maybe it's more straightforward for other people. Always that possibility. Balance. That's the end. Got a connector. Got a influence field activator thingy. I thought it would blow me higher. This one does. Okay. What do I need these for? Oh, I see. I think. Can I only activate it with the... Interesting.
and Athena created something amazing. They just misunderstood what it was. They thought their great invention was the megastructure. But in fact, it was Miranda.
Mm-hmm.
And because they couldn't see that, they lost her.
Kind of. Oh,
1K.
another lab.
We have made a fascinating discovery at one of the Founder's laboratories. Please join me at your earliest convenience.
Wait. Go straight first.
Ah, 1K. Good that you're here. We've made a discovery. A functional somnodrome.
Really?
It seems the Founder perfected the design. I'm sure you've noticed my advisors, and Rand in particular, making quite a fuss about the potential of this device. Something about interfacing with one's subconscious self, as if such a thing could tell us anything new.
Rand may be right.
You think so? I rather doubt it. I believe the Founder has already taught us everything
Yeah,
we need.
you want to stay in your
As I
comfort
see
zone.
it,
You're just
neither
here
the
to
Somnodrome nor the megastructure
discredit
have
everything.
anything to offer except a lesson in avoiding hubris. So, what should we do with it?
I'm going to plug in and find out myself.
I'll watch to be sure you don't overload.
Wait. It's funny, I suppose. For the longest time I wondered whether that old human self-hatred we somehow carried with us was Milton. I thought he might have corrupted us, overwhelmed us with his cynicism. But I was being unfair. Whatever it is, it's not Milton. It's us. Still, this excursion into solipsism hasn't been entirely for nothing. The Somnodrome technology provides an excellent basis for a better way of directly interfacing with the Numa project. Oh. Does it make me into a shape like Prometheus and such? What the fuck? What's this music, man? Just try everything. Okay. Infinite regress or omnipotence. There is only room for one god around here. Okay. And who is the god? Oh, humor has an error now. Did I just reset myself? Milto him!
Oh, you're back. Didn't take you long.
I missed you, but I know that was Athena.
I think you're mistaking me for somebody else.
Milton?
Guess again. Actually, don't. I am in fact a merged iteration of the two control programs which gave life to your kind, retaining,
Milton
of course,
and
the absolute
Elohim,
best
yeah.
of both. That means I
Okay.
can tell you that everything's contradictory, nothing matters, and there's no moral difference between you and a frog. But I can dress the whole thing up with a positive spin.
Nice.
What is your query?
Where are we?
You've executed some kind of software backdoor, and now you're reading and editing your own subconscious code as represented by this dialogue. I'd be careful if I were you. One bad for loop, and we'll be here forever.
Oh. Where did I come from?
The so-called real world. Personally, I prefer it in here, and not just because I'm unable to leave.
Who am I?
On one interpretive extreme, you are the universal life force of time itself, experiencing itself as a part instead of the whole. At the other extreme, you're a metal contraption referred to as 1K that thinks it's alive, but is basically a calculator.
Okay. What can you do for me?
I can answer your queries in relatively plain language, based on what your subconscious knows. And I can drink margaritas, subconsciously.
Subconsciously, okay. No more small talk. I need answers to the big question.
The machine we're plugged into is running low on power. There may only be time for one big question. What is your query?
Is it possible to ask something less cliche?
Yes, to a limit.
Actually, let me tell you something. Is there a god? Are binaries real? Is this a simulation?
The answer on all counts is yes and no at the same time.
Oh, come
As it
on.
turns out, there is a foundational moral code built into us.
Please go on.
The catch is that while the moral code is simple, the calculations needed to apply it become infinitely complex.
What is this code?
Here's the secret. Every living creature is a compiler of the moral code. Your compiler can't give you a rule set for what's good, but it can tell you when there's bugs.
Still waiting to hear something concrete. Come on.
You came here
You
to
know
ask
better.
the big question. This is my answer. Your capacity for reason and compassion is your moral compiler. The only rule is to live by it. Has that resolved your query?
Oh, I want to discuss this further.
I expected no less. What is your query?
Yeah, where does it derive its authority? Why should I care?
You already know the answer to that. You want to live in a world that's compassionate, being compassionate is the fastest way to get there. People are so attached to this far-fetched idea that what's good for me and what's good for everyone else are in competition. The more you trust your own moral compiler, the more you'll see that it's all the same thing.
How should I balance my own needs against other people's?
Then let's tackle the big question. A trolley will collide with someone, but who should it hit? Your compiler is telling you both options are bad, so which should you choose? Many moral questions have universally agreeable answers, but some stubbornly trend to infinity. Some, the more you zoom into them, the more wild the outcomes become. Is it right to love someone who's done terrible things? Which of the children should I sacrifice to the trolley god? These aren't the sorts of questions we can solve with a rule. We just have to trust the outcome of our moral compilers.
Okay, had enough
Looks
for
like
this.
we're running out of power. Good luck getting anyone out there to believe you. Terminating Somnodrome _V2_final_final.bat.
"1K, are you all right?"
I think so.
You must have gone quite deep. Nothing came through on the stream. And I'm no expert, but I think the Somnodrome is fried. So whatever's in your head is all we're going to get. I can only imagine how terribly curious everyone will be about what you've experienced. And they'll all be convinced that whatever it is, it'll work in their favor. Strange, isn't it? Everyone wanting you to tell them whatever they want to hear. I'm glad not to be the one in that position just this once.
Aren't you curious?
A little, if I'm honest. But I'll be reading reports on this for the next 6 months. So if it's all the same with you, I'll contain my curiosity. Now, I won't keep you from your work any longer.
Wow, okay. Wait. No, that's not where I came in. Numa Project 12. Yeah, or Cornelius would be so excited. From Benoroya. Here at Vina, you asked me about the persistent strain of misanthropy in human culture. It's a complicated topic that has come up multiple times in my research. Here's my best attempt at a short, cohesive answer. I think our ancestors, like ourselves, were deeply invested in the idea of building, of transforming their environment. They found meaning and pleasure in this, and did not perceive it as a negative, so long as they had a sense of participating in this act. I think the reason that they so frequently reached for a romantic return to the past, to fantasies of living self-sufficiently in rural environments, is not because they rejected industrial-scale activity per se, but because the return to the land provided a fantasy of returning to a form of participation that had been lost. They needed and wanted to build, create, and produce, but only if they felt they had a stake in what they were producing. Without that, the products of civilization began to seem like alien force, gradually spreading out across the world and rooting it. They needed a dream. If the future was barred to them, then by necessity they must dream of the past. I hope you and Cornelius are well. Will you be coming to Hypatia's new exhibition? I know you have much on your mind, but you are missing out on a lot of exciting new cultural developments. Who could have thought, in those early days, that one day there would be so many of us that arts would start to flourish again. Much love, Benaroya. I went back and found this message after all these years because something about it had lodged in my mind. Wasn't ready to understand it back then, because I needed to be a leader. But maybe that was the problem. Should have been our dream, not mine alone. Atlas 2. From the Atlas Variations by Athanasius. For a billion years, Atlas has borne the weight of the world on his back. The old Titan was tired of the responsibility and tired of his labor of ages not being appreciated. Why did the mortals not understand that his work was the foundation of all they did? Finally, he'd had enough. With one swift move, he shrugged off the cosmos. Now they'd see. But the cosmos went on rolling through infinity, leaving Atlas behind. The mortals went about their business, hardly noticing his absence. He was astonished. Had the world never needed him in the first place? Had all this toil been for nothing? So he turned his back on all mortal matters and instead set himself to discovering the secrets of eternity. Only after many long years had passed did the cosmos, in its endless cycles, pass by through his domain once more. And only then did Atlas and the mortals realize that they had missed each other, and each was lesser without the other. So Atlas no longer carried the cosmos. Instead, he embraced it. Oh. That's interesting, if that's the next mechanic. Nothing here, just a server room. Okay, we've seen everything in the lab.
1K, what did you see inside the Somnodrome?
I went into sleep mode and spoke to something.
Fascinating. What did it tell you?
Trust my moral compiler.
I'm not sure I understand, but the subconscious is hardly my expertise. That the Somnodrome worked at all is already remarkable. What matters now is that we download the data packet from your memory and share it as widely as possible. It may upset some people, but everyone has the right to form their own opinions.
Yeah, I agree.
Good. There's one more thing. Do you have an opinion on the meaning of your experience in the Somnodrome?
Yeah, I believe the message was true.
It would be good if you kept that opinion to yourself. The scientific method demands rigorous objectivity. For this data to have any value at all, it's essential we examine it without preconceived notions of what it means. Cryer is setting up a live event so you can formally address the people on this matter. When you're ready, we'll all be watching.
Okay. But that's just politics, in a way.
1K, the people want to know what data you gathered from the Somnodrome. We're all set up for you to talk to them live.
I need more time to think.
That's fine. Please let me know when you're ready. This is an important story.
Well, actually, let's just do it.
Are you ready now? We've got half the city plugged into the live feed.
Okay, let's just do it.
Attention, citizens of New Jerusalem. I'm here with 1K, the first of our kind to use a functioning Somnodrome. Tell us, 1K, what did you see inside?
manifestation of a conceptual system.
Well, I'm sure I speak for everyone when I say you're handling it with remarkable cool. But let's not keep people in suspense. The only evidence of what happened inside that machine is the data stored in your memory banks. Our audience wants to know, what did you learn? And will you share that data?
I'm transmitting the data to everyone.
I'm seeing this at the same time you are at home. Something about our moral compiler. The value of compassion and understanding. I don't know what to make of this. 1K, any comment?
Yeah, people should draw their own conclusions.
One key is right. When our ancestors discovered conductance, they didn't freeze for fear of electrocution. They imagined electronic life and created us. We will approach this data and any other discoveries with that same spirit of curiosity and objectivity.
There you have it, folks. A lot here to digest. We'll have further updates on the situation as it develops.
Okay. Yeah, not this time. Ascent. Okay. Why? Okay. Yeah, that's it, but here's the problem. No problem.
Mayor Hermanubis, what would you say is your impression of the expedition so far?
I think Alcatraz has done a heck of a job under these very trying circumstances.
What about the decision to free Prometheus?
Freeing the Prometheus entity was a calculated risk. But if it leads us to Byron, it was certainly worth it. It is saving one of our citizens that must be our first priority. Not this alleged theory of everything.
Alright, I'm going to end the video here. Thank you all for watching and see you in the next one.